Hi there guys, it's Chris here with selfmadenewbie.com, and in this video we're going to go through the best RPG games currently on Xbox Series X and S. Now I've tried to keep this list as comprehensive as possible, narrowing it down to my top 5 and trying to keep it a little bit varied as far as the style of game and the style of gameplay and the genre. So before we jump in, drop a like, subscribe and turn on that bell if you want to be updated with new videos. Alright, so I'm going to skip all the fluff talk and just dive right in. If you want to confirm these recommendations, you can see there in the description again what they are. Alright, diving right in, my first recommendation is for my favorite futuristic style RPG, and this is going to go to Cyberpunk 2077. Now this was released at the end of 2020 to a scathing reception. In fact, the game was broken almost beyond belief, earning it a rare distinction of being one of the only games to be removed from the PlayStation Store due to just how bad it was being received, or how bad it was. However, the game has come a long way over the last year or so. Developer CD Projekt Red has been improving the game, and with the next gen update, it's actually an RPG worthy of your time. So the next gen updates included a massive amount of improvements to the game, besides obvious FPS and graphical bumps. So in my opinion now, this is just skyrocketing lately, especially with the Netflix series that also came out as well. It saw a massive boost in users, and now it's getting a lot more praise. Now the next one on my list is my recommendation for the best Dystopia Apocalypse style RPG, and this is going to go to the Fallout series. So obviously one of the best RPG franchises of Xbox, even 360, Xbox One. Fallout 3 and New Vegas from the Xbox 360 are true classics of this genre. So the games have also been upgraded with enhanced backwards compatibility for the Xbox Series consoles, making that the best way to experience these classics. So Fallout 4, while not being quite as revered as its 360 brethren, is also a great RPG experience in its own right. Better yet, all of the games are now available on Xbox Game Pass, so you can binge away to your heart's content. The next one on my list is my recommendation for the best medieval style RPG, and this is going to go to Dark Souls. Dark Souls is the successor to Demon Souls. Now, when From Software couldn't make a Demon Souls 2 without Sony, the company decided to create the Dark Souls series instead. The first game is Demon Souls 2 in all but the name, but more than that, Dark Souls took the original game and refined it into this RPG masterpiece. The remastered Dark Souls is now available on Xbox Series X and S, are all part of the Dark Souls Trilogy collection. So the collection is a great way for players to get into this series, and while the second game doesn't quite live up to the standard of the first set, it's worth it, even if only to play the first and third games. Dark Souls 3 is arguably the best Souls game there is, and definitely a must play for fans of this style of game. Now the next one on my list, similar sort of medieval genre favorite, and this is The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 is arguably one of the best and most influential open world games of the Xbox One generation as well. It was released in 2015 and kept getting better with time as CD Projekt Red added DLC and plenty of updates to the game. And this year is just really the perfect time for Xbox Series owners to get the game, get in on the action, as CD Projekt Red is scheduled to deliver a free next-gen update for the game this year. So one of the best RPGs of recent years. It's so deep and rich that it also spawned a hit Netflix series, if you've seen that. So if swordplay, magic and monsters are your thing, this is definitely a must for you. Now the next one on my list is my favorite for the sci-fi genre, and this is Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition. So as far as franchises go, Mass Effect is really up there with the best of them. The recently released Legendary Edition is an excellent remaster of these classics. The classic series first launched in 2007 with the original Mass Effect, and the remaster collection includes the entire trilogy, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. So these include upgraded graphics that have been completely reworked for modern consoles. The games look amazing compared to the first game, which debuted on Xbox 360, and the compilation also includes all DLC released for each of the 3 titles throughout all those years. So definitely a collection that is worth owning. Now my next recommendation is my favorite sort of newcomer slash medieval fantasy style, and this is going to go to Elden Ring. So there's a reason Elden Ring is the highest rated game ever on OpenCritic and has been setting sales records since. The game received perfect reviews across the board and has taken over the conversation as far as RPG games go. And as the first open world Souls game, it also managed to add a lot of life to the already popular franchise. So there's hours and hours of gaming that can be lost exploring the world of Lands Between. So it's the kind of game where you get into, you want to play for like 30 minutes and 4 hours are just going to fly by. And this game just continues to grow in popularity. It's all over Twitch, it's all over YouTube as far as gameplay videos go. So definitely a lot of fun to be had. And the final one on my list, it's gonna go to the classic, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Skyrim is so good that it's been re-released on nearly every device that has a screen, basically. The Elder Scrolls V has also been so influential that a lot of games on this list can trace their roots back to it, in my opinion. That's not to say that it feels outdated though. Skyrim plays as well today as it did when it was released on the 360, and given all the versions that have been released and improved since its release, this may actually be the best time to jump back into the world of Tamriel. So this fantasy RPG game is so good, it's arguably the reason that Bethesda hasn't released The Elder Scrolls VI. So if that doesn't make it worth playing, nothing will. Still holding up and my top pick on this list. Alright guys, so that's my top 7 list. If there's something on here you haven't played, I definitely recommend it as your next purchase if you are into RPGs. Again, check those recommendations in the description as well, and if you have any questions, drop them below. And if you found value in this video, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.